Harder Brunch presents Back to Adult Summer Camp.
Sponsored by Upland Brewing and Culinary Crossroads.
August 23rd through the 25th.
We have comedian headliners Kelly Collette and Dwight Simmons.
We got musical acts Draco, Sirius Black, Philosophy of Music, and Tuesday Atlas.
Activities like archery, canoeing, campfire, swimming, crafts. Don't forget to get your tickets at eventbrite.com.
Harder Brunch. Nope, we're not going to say that together, but it's Harder Brunch.
I'm eating brunch with my people though. The homie Dyke just cooked up a feast and we bout to eat it, bro. Fucked around and has to mix the lobster with the poutine. Daddy is rolling blue dream, them boys got down a routine. It's Naptown culture, cooking 7 courses. Had to pass the torch and now I'm grabbing second portion. So sit back, relax, grab a drink and a smoke. It's Harder Brunch on the way and get prepared for the jokes. Whoa.
Hi, and welcome to the Harder Brunch Podcast. I'm your host, Dyke Michaels. With me, as always, my co-host, Thaddaeus Mckee.
Slappy Pappy Wank Wank.
On the ones and twos, the wheels of steel, the sauce boss of Indianapolis, and the last bespoke dragon. Give it up for Zach Rohn, everybody.
It's fair day.
And very special first-time guest with us in studio from Pittsburgh, comedian Joe Esch. Welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you for having me. I've had a delightful time.
Now, do you like when people introduce you? Do you have to really like separate the two? I feel like does it become, it become Joe-ish?
Josh is the popular one. People think I'm saying Josh a lot, but hey, I really like my 2 stubby names.
Yeah,
I'd rather have 2 stubby names than like one long one.
What is Esch?
Esch is Luxembourgish. It means ash tree.
Okay,
Of course it does.
good.
Yeah,
Ash.
Yeah. It's Luxembourg is a small country in the center of Europe. It's surrounded by Belgium, France, Germany, and it's close to Switzerland, but does not share a border.
Okay, well, you get this a lot, don't you?
Yeah. It's not a common last name, but
Yeah.
I like it. The C is tricky, but you got to have one. So, yeah, I feel like a lot of my friends just refer to me as my first and last together because they know so many. There's so many Joes in comedy. It's honestly disgusting.
Oh, a lot.
There's certain people that you say their first and last name together. Like we have a friend of the show, and it's like Alan Sternberg. It's never just Alan.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Where it's like the less familiar you are with him, the more likely you're just to call him Alan.
Yeah.
But Joe Esch, yeah, it's got a good.
That's a good ring.
Yeah, it rolls off the tongue.
There's Rogan and Esch. Mm-hmm. Those are the 2 most famous ones in my book.
Joe, have you? Yep.
Joe Cool.
Joe Cool. Joey Spaghetti.
Oh, never mind. I take that back.
And now I met you last year at Middle Ground. I was just supporting, but you were actually on the festival.
It was so much fun. I'd make it out again this year, but my brother had his wedding that weekend, and I was one of the groomsmen, whatever.
Did you give a speech?
Yep, at the rehearsal dinner. They didn't want me to blow it at the real deal, but I crushed it. NBD.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much saved their marriage before it began.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Any tears?
A couple people handed me their children,
nice.
babies. A couple people were crying blood, actually.
That's a good sign.
Do you feel like a responsibility to go funny, or do you try to go the opposite way and just be sweet? Or?
Oh, I was sweet. I was sincere. I was funny. I quoted the Bible. I quoted Sublime.
Yeah. That's how you gotta go.
Exactly. Book of John, and then Bradley Noel.
Yeah. Like we don't want any Sanchos at this wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
You want the love chapter.
The weird thing, it was caress me down. Very inappropriate.
But if you can stick the landing on that, man, you're aces.
Oh, absolutely. It was at Bravo up on McKnight Road. Shout out. The rehearsal dinner was. I don't know.
Shout out to that rehearsal dinner.
Shout out to that rehearsal dinner. Shout out to the one street I live on in Pittsburgh.
We're going to be doing a deep dive into this wedding rehearsal dinner. We're talking about it for the next 2 hours.
Best rehearsal dinner ever.
Roommates, aunts, uncles, children, life, death.
Have you ever seen, and I know Thad's answer to this, but have you ever seen a wedding get ruined before?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. I have.
That's
Have you ever been a part of ruining the wedding? That's me too.
what did you do? Did you sleep with the bride?
Well, it was worse than that.
Got it.
No,
You slept with the groom.
well, it was a little bit worse than that. So they ran out of alcohol at this wedding, and I wasn't invited. It's a long story. I'm not going to go into the whole thing. I did on this other podcast. Check out Kelly Collect's Truth or Dare podcast. I talk about this. But yeah, I basically we showed up late. We were stopped by cops. I was with the wedding singer. I wasn't invited. I was brought along. We were searched outside our vehicles. We showed up late and we didn't play all the songs to the wedding. It was in Columbia City.
Got it.
Long story short,
Wait, were you the performer there, or were you?
my friend, I was driving the performer.
Okay, because you said we couldn't play all the songs. Like you made it sound like you're part of the band.
We were so happy that we got away from the cops that we drank like morons in celebration. And then when it came to him singing the first dance song, he was unable to play it correctly because of the inebriation. And so he ended up humming it and playing it on the wrong scale. What ended up happening was the groom ladies, the bridesmaids,
yeah.
of course. I was baiting you guys to see if you were paying attention. The groom ladies got really pissed and started fighting with this wedding singer. And then I was like, hey, I'm going to go upstairs and dance. And I ended up puking in this barn.
Do you know if they're still together, the couple?
They happily are divorced.
Yeah.
I think they're happily divorced, which when that stuff happens at a wedding, when you puke is going to the second floor near the gift basket and you realize, oh, that's my puke. And like I'm at a wedding, there's some real self-checking that you have to do.
Yeah.
So I don't suggest ruining a wedding.
Okay, but like if vomit's gonna ruin your marriage, probably not rock solid to begin with. A little bit of throw up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I've puked on my parents plenty of times.
If your marriage isn't strong enough for the only black man at your wedding throwing up, if that doesn't last through that, you guys won't
exactly. That's actually a gift of good luck in some culture.
Yeah, like, oh, I had this Haitian man throw up at my wedding. Like, we're gonna be good.
Yeah, that's a Dutch custom.
Yeah.
It does sound like this was their fault. It was brought upon by them.
I like how he decided that they deserved it because they got divorced later.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not in control of my body right now. This is your wedding spirits. Yeah, not good juju.
I watched the best man one time have a complete breakdown, like while he was giving the toast, and they just turned it all into him, and it was just like, I was supposed to get married too, but I got left at the altar. And like it was like almost like a wedding singer type situation. Yeah. It was like, oh, wow.
He just proposes to the bride.
Now I was looking up stuff about. I was Googling you and looking up stuff about you because I met you at the festival. We don't know each other very well, and I was like, well, let's see what we find on here. And you started comedy very young. You started comedy like while you were in college.
Yes.
And you had this article written about you like in college.
Yes. I asked them to take it down. They couldn't. They said to our journalistic integrity, we have to keep it up. And I was like, I'm just trying to apply it for financial work.
But you were in college. You didn't have a car, and you were taking buses.
Greyhound,
Greyhound buses to gigs like on the weekend. That's wild. Did you do that for 4 years?
I did that for like 4 years. It was not fun. That was the thing. Like, there's so much of comedy about like complaining about airplanes and airports and air travel.
Yeah.
I once had to like transfer in Columbus an extra 2 hours just because they found an infestation of roaches on the bus we were on.
Gross.
And it made my skin fucking crawl.
Wow.
I was like, and I had already like missed my bus to Louisville for the Louisville Midwest Queer Comedy Festival. Shout out Dwayne Duke. And they overbooked it. So me and another guy were the only people left in Pittsburgh for like additional 6 hours and then like 17 more hours of transfers. We would just come get each other whenever the bus was about to leave. We were able to tag team in that way. You do meet people on the bus, but Yeah.
What's the wildest thing you've ever seen riding the bus? Outside of the roaches?
Outside of the roaches? God. Well, typically, like every bus, like you have people just like passing around open alcohol, like openly, like
passing.
Yeah, just
Sharing.
like taking a nip. Yeah. Especially like the interstate bus in Pennsylvania, people would just get in with a brown paper bag, share it with each other. I mean, like that's one of the benefits of not flying a plane is no one's searching your bag. Right?
Oh, yeah.
You can get back from Michigan pretty easily.
You could bring,
Can we do like a bus trip, a Harder Brunch bus trip?
There's...
we just get drunk on the bus and we go to like different states.
I would tell you what. Last time I remember taking a bus, I was coming back from Louisville, and we just like it was the mega bus, and like the return bus just didn't show up.
That's the worst. Is like so many drivers just don't call off. Like.
Yeah.
If someone is like really doing well and has a really great schedule, chances are they're not signing up for the 4:30 a.m. to Atlanta. So they just have people like call off regularly, and there's just nobody for 8 more hours.
Yeah, this was like 11 o'clock, so it was just like we were just trapped in Louisville, and we ended up like walking to a bus station, waiting for hours, getting on like a 4 a.m. bus, and I just had this like cumulative hangover that kind of caught up with me, and so by the time we were on the bus, I'm just like, I just feel like I want to puke the whole ride. We're in the back of the bus because I'm black, and I was in the back of the bus, and it's like one of those deals where it's like they have a toilet that you're not allowed to use, but it's still like loaded with shit for some reason, and so I'm just
Everyone gives you dirty looks if you use the fucking toilet.
I'm just getting wafts of it the whole time, and I felt like I was being tortured.
Oh, it's the worst. It's fucking. Even you have to sit down to pee in those things. I guess that's not splitting the atom.
Well, you have to sit down.
You have to sit down.
Unless you want to be a sprinkler system.
Unless you want to be a crazy boy.
Oh, yeah, pissing everywhere.
Piss all over the seat and say, this is mine now.
What were you thinking?
Where did your mind go, crazy
where's
boy?
your mind?
Well, I was always thinking of like the toilets that you don't want to sit on, that you have to hover.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, wait, he's saying it backwards. I was like, well, oh, yeah, because it's a moving bus.
Yeah. You're rocking around a lot. I've seen a guy fight with the driver to bring his dog on a bus that wasn't like a service animal or anything, just obviously this dog he was traveling with.
Yeah.
There was like a shouting match for 20 minutes, and he just let the guy on with his dog.
Where are we with that? I feel like that's the thing that I noticed, like, the end of civilization is just be like people are just bringing their dogs wherever now. Like,
dude, don't get me started.
Yeah,
like I don't see a dog walk out of Aldi's with like no owner. Just like, why was the dog just in there?
I used to work at the Home Depot. People would like bring in their dogs without leashes all the time. One guy's dog like jumped up to the stack of like drywall stack, and then fell off on its back. It was a horrifying sound, just bone chilling. A pain bark, and it's like, yeah, that's why you don't fucking let your dog run wild in an active warehouse.
Did it die?
No. It got up and it was moving again. It just like you could tell it hurt itself because somebody needed to use this animal as an accessory. It's disgusting.
Where do you guys stop on service animals? Like, do you believe in service monkeys, service birds?
I for the most part, it's my moral responsibility to not ask about your service animal, and it's your moral responsibility to be honest with that. And if you're a shallow person who is abusing that system, I just have to trust that negativity affects other parts of your life. But no, I never want to be a person that's like, you don't fucking need that dog, and then have them say like, I have temporary night blindness. I really do.
I feel like I don't care unless their dog's bad behaved.
I
don't care where it is, if it's in a store or someplace it's not, but if it's cool, fine. But it's the people that can't control their animals. Like even a badly behaved dog, even in a dog accessible space, is even worse because then it's fighting with other dogs and everything.
Sure.
So I feel like people should, I feel like if your dog acts out and fucks up something, that like it's your fault, and that, I don't know.
Yeah, even people who will like bring them into bars and restaurants, it's very like a couple of people have done it in the Pittsburgh open mic scene where it's like, I get that it's a beautiful dog. I love dogs. This is a place where people eat food. If you don't need it, I think you might leave it at home. It's like, I can't trust a dog not to eat feces and shed. It's an animal. It's what it's supposed to do. But you're a human being, and you should know better.
I did see a service animal one time. I was in Walmart, and a Great Dane just dropped a shit in the middle. Yeah. And it was like a cross aisle, and it was just like, I just watched it, and it was like this huge pile of shit came out, and then they just kept it walking, just kept it moving, didn't even look back. And
that's not bad.
It was a legit service. I mean, maybe she didn't look back because she couldn't see. I don't know.
Happened
But
to me at
I would
the Home
immediately
Depot,
pretend like I was blind, though.
But
Yeah.
But then I just felt like I was tied to the shit. Like I felt like I had
saw
to.
it?
I was like, someone's gonna come walk and step right into there because you're not expecting to see huge piles of dog shit in the middle of an aisle.
If that was me, I'm like Zach. I'm pretending like I didn't see that. I'd be like, I'd even be like, something smells like shit, and then they'd be like, hey, your dog just shit. I'm like, I can't hear you. And I keep walking.
You just put the mic out towards the crowd.
Yeah. Sorry, that's part of my disability.
No, all sorts of people bring like dogs to the farmer's market, and I watch them pass by, and like 9 out of 10 of them are great behaved, and that's fine. I don't have a single problem. It's like the one that's an asshole that's snipping at the other dogs, that's eating food out of people's hands.
Right.
That's the problem.
That's why I like Upland.
Yeah. No dogs.
Upland beer. Listen, if you got a service dog animal, this is not going to be a good. Can we cut this?
Nope.
No, you have to stick it out.
I was like, even I can't save this. Hey, listen, Upland beer, guys. Upland beer is good. And if you got something that you need an animal for, also drink too. It's going to help.
Yeah.
Upland's our support animal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Upland's my support dog.
This patio cat. Now that's an animal that I take to go.
That's my support animal.
Yeah, he's like, you're allowed to bring a dog to Chili's. I can't bring an open beer.
Upland beer.
Upland beer.
The animals inside.
I'm enjoying the summer ale with guava.
Let me tell you what. Speaking of Chili's, I've been trying to go to some of these corporate restaurants from our youth.
They're
try to
not
relive the glory days. They're not shit. I mean, it was like a thing where I was just like, oh, there is a certain. It was like, I used to like the fact that they had systems in place, right? Like they actually did. They cared about their shitty food. They cared about it with service. They cared about it with their drink programs. Not the best of anything, but like, man, you're gonna get this awesome.
Do you think it ever was good? Do you think there was like a? Do you think it was better than it was today?
Do you ever do endless apps at Applebee's? You ever do the Dollarita?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
We went to go get the Dollarita, and they were like, oh, we don't have that anymore. And I was like,
but they have endless apps.
No.
So basically, what they do is they bring out 3 chicken fingers every half hour for you. And you really have to be aggressive if you want to have like the all-you-can-eat experience.
I went. So
it used to be like $7 or not. Everything's crazy now.
So this is wild. So like we had less than impressive experience. And so I was like, you know what? I was like, let's just go to Outback. Next time, let's go to Outback. Outback does it right. And we go to Outback, haven't been in years. And like Gwen orders this like prime rib and like should have known something was up when they were like, oh, we don't have the rare or medium rare right now. We only have the well done. And
what does that even mean?
So that means that
I worked with somebody that like went to go work in an Outback and they didn't have any grills in the place. And so they got the steaks in that were marked off and then they would put them in an oven and bring them to temp.
Okay.
And so like, and he was like, yeah, there was a steakhouse without a single grill in the back.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's standard like with all of them.
So
but
so they were out of certain like cooked to a certain degree steak.
Right. I think they were reheating leftover prime rib and like
it only comes back
through that
in my head I'm thinking of like prime rib like you get like on a buffet that's like sliced real thin. And so I was just like, yeah, okay, that's why it's medium well or whatever. Nope, this was a giant prime rib like this. It looked like it had like fallen through the atmosphere and burned up on re-entry. It was like inedible. Like it just came out.
Came out of the fryer.
Yeah, it was so fucking sick looking. Yeah.
It was like the height of opulence when you were 12.
How much GMO do you think is in there?
It's all. I mean, it's all
GMO.
It's a steak that's baked. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even have a grill.
It's all GMO. How much of our food is poison?
I would say.
1%?
No, way more than 1%.
The guy that's
a solid 45.
Well, that's the thing. Everything is poisoned at a certain degree, right? Salt, a cup of it will kill you. If you eat a cup of salt,
Salt will fuck you up real bad.
If you just eat a cup of salt and you don't vomit it and you just try to pass it through your body, it will kill you.
12 ounces.
I gave myself a hangover on salt once. Like I had fucked up and I was making candied nuts and I put way too much salt in it.
Even like the saltiest thing you eat only has like max a tablespoon of salt in it.
Can I be honest with you guys? I made French toast this weekend and I put way too much salt in it. and I realized, like, if the doctor was here right now, they'd just be shaking their head.
Yeah.
It was way too much salt. But it's
the only thing you can enjoy. Everything else is poison.
It's good.
Was there anything else that was wrong with the French toast?
Okay, Dyke. I thought what happened at home stayed at home. But since it's out of the open, it was.
You're being bitchy.
It was a little bit mushy. All right, and I used the wrong pan. Okay, if you're asking, and there was some burnt parts. Okay, and I used too much milk. Okay, and there was no cinnamon. Okay, and I used raisin bran bread. Okay. All right, not everybody is born a good chef like you. You got French in your blood. All right.
Just the sheer ambition and bravery, I think, is commendable.
Thank you.
I think you did something powerful, and the world's just naturally going to be afraid.
Yeah, I'm not as good as these guys. I feel like I'm on the NBA team, and I'm like 3'6". Like
you're just one of like the Algerian dudes at the Olympics. Like, well. At least I get to see him play.
What is he doing here? I want to be the cool guy just shoot and be like, hey, but I'm not that guy.
Dude.
I'm the guy that's penis hits the pole.
That dude,
that's the cross you bear. Yeah.
I'm not a really great shooter. I'm just a hung fucking
Exactly.
I just have a huge penis.
Exactly.
Are you a cook? Do you cook?
Yeah, I consider myself a pretty good home cook. I've never really like worked on a line. I used to work at the back of the house at Chipotle during high school, but that's the closest I've come to actually being in a kitchen environment.
But you can like cook for yourself at home.
I love to cook. I have a garden. I love to bake. I consider myself like a pretty good home chef. Yeah. I like anything with tomato in it. I love to throw together a curry. I like to throw together like a ragu.
You know how to mess around with curry?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's just like a lot of spices and other vegetables.
Bro, let's go.
Yeah, no. I really like, I really have like a butter chicken recipe I like and like a braised short rib ragu lasagna. I found like a smoker on the side of the road that I picked up. Can bang out some salmon real nice.
You're talking to me about some jerky at the table.
Yes, you know I got a dehydrator on Facebook Marketplace. It's one of my favorite new appliances.
Can we get a dehydrator, y'all?
Yeah.
I think I have like 2.
Yeah.
I want to make some mango jerky.
Look up dehydrated mango. I'm sorry, but like, yeah.
Because you were talking to me about dehydrating fruit.
You can dehydrate fruit. That's another fun thing about a dehydrator is like you can dehydrate produce and make like seasoning with it when you blitz it. Like you can dry out like tomato skins and use them to make tomato powder or like dried bases for tomato
I did that
broth.
with an entire pizza. Like I like deconstructed all the pieces and put it in a dehydrator and then ground it into a powder and use that as like a pizza
seasoning. Yeah. We will do that with like BLT stuff. I just love it. I love frontier cooking, like canning shit, preserved shit that's self-stable. I don't know. Like of course, like every like sort of Midwest American family has this attitude, like we came from the Dust Bowl of you have to eat everything on your plate, don't you waste a thing, put down that second pork chop, okay? Even to the point of I think it's unhealthful how much we demand, how much we consider just wasting a little bit of a meal just a cardinal sin. Just because of how many of us, like our grandparents were born of that scarcity of not being able to grow food.
That's what it was like in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? Like they'd be like my parents would be like, you know, there's Haitian people that are going hungry now that would love to have this food. And I'd be like,
and you proved them wrong.
Well,
you were that Haitian that said,
I came up with a philosophy. I said it all goes to the same drain, and then they'd like stop right there, like, that's deep. Like it all turns to shit anyway. You want me to throw this away or eat it? Either way, it's going to turn into
the
shit.
person who's like throwing food away is not you at your table. It's just a mismanaged food delivery system. Like hundreds of groceries are trashed and thrown away. We already have the means to eradicate hunger.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm pro throwaway.
A lot of this stuff gets thrown away. I'm pro dumpster diving outside the back of the grocery store, just getting that stuff when it expires.
Pro garbage.
I guess that's true. Not eating it would get it to hungry people more reliably.
Better, easier than my shit.
I've tried to feed your shit to people.
Like,
they don't like that. Yeah.
My argument is always like me living unhealthily is not going to help anyone in a food scarce position.
Was it me being 700 pounds isn't helping too many people?
Yeah, exactly.
I always think like for me it was like the
best thing you can do is just enjoy the food. Just enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
For me, like my family, it was like the wastefulness of like I'm a little kid and I'm like I want a glass of milk.
Oh yeah,
and I pour a glass of milk. I take 2 sips of it and then I leave it on the counter. And then like my grandpa finds an hour later and is like he's gonna put that back in the fridge and I'm drinking that no matter what.
Yeah,
like,
not to mention like as a child you don't have that inherent sense of like no, food is valuable. Like
right.
But yeah.
There's a gap. How about this, parents? If your kid's kind of picky, get better at cooking. All right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Step it up.
It's terrible. Like,
as a chef, and you have kids.
My kid just likes, so my kid actually eats a decent amount of stuff. He eats a lot of raw vegetables, but he won't make a single thing that me or my wife cook. Like, and we're both professionally chefs. Like, he won't eat pizza. He won't eat like grilled cheeses. He won't eat anything that's not like a separate raw food.
Oh, like
how pissed off does that make you?
Oh, I've given up on it. Like, he gets upset when we cook chicken stock in the house because it smells too much.
It does smell.
Yeah, he hates the smell of it. Like, I don't even show him what I'm eating. Yeah,
so that has to frustrate you a little bit.
Well, I've given up. The other one likes food a lot.
The thing is, their mouths are so small. Like, the dice has to be.
Well, but it's crazy because he eats all the things I want him to, right? He's not only eating pizza and peanut butter and jelly.
He's found a way to your heart.
Like he's actually eating he'll eat broccoli for breakfast as long as it's raw and isn't cooked with cheese on it. That'd fuck it right up.
Wow.
So I can't complain about it. But at the same time, it's like I actually make really good food, dude.
Yeah. It is kind of funny, like a chef that's like kids hate food. Like that's like seems like a spiritual curse.
Yeah, this is like the one thing I got.
Exactly. Like Michael Jackson's kids hate music.
Yeah. Don't do that in the house.
But there has to be something to it, like the way you're raised. Because like when I asked you, like, do you have any? You're like, no, I'll eat anything. Like you're not picky as an adult.
Oh no, absolutely not. I just I love all of life's bold flavors. I want it all. Like even if I know I'm not gonna like something, I want to give it a shot.
But that's because your parents forced you to eat something you didn't want to.
I think because
that's interesting. I'm back on the pro forcing. I'm really jumping fences today.
Really quickly.
I think there are parents that are inclined to say like, you're like that, honey. The world's not going to accept it, so it's my job to sort of be your advocate. And then there are other parents who are like, no, you got to get better, bud. You got to fix it. And it really depends on like what you believe unconditional love is.
Do they use kids in Africa? It's okay. You don't have to throw your parents on your bus, but mine did.
No. They literally just use themselves. My dad grew up in a 1-bedroom in Kansas. His parents were Dust Bowl kids. So he would throw.
He really lived through actual.
Yeah, his family knew people who literally fought their dad for dinner.
Fought their dad for dinner.
Yeah, literally. Before when the greatest generation went off to war, huge swaths of our country were just starving to death. They were happy for 3 hots and a cot, even if they had to fight in Berlin.
You know, that would be the best chef story. Someone that had to fight their dad every night for dinner.
Yeah, literally.
I had to fight my dad for dinner.
I mean, I'm exaggerating, but he remembers talking about his aunt, his brother. Her brother would literally beat the shit out of her for leftovers. They were starving.
Well.
But I don't want to.
It does make food taste a little bit better.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
When you mindfully,
when it's scarcity.
Yeah.
I'm not I think it's bad that happened to them, but good on them. You know what I'm saying?
That is crazy because when I have trouble, I should just give my kids one plate.
Yes, and have them fight over it.
And after 2 or 3 days, they'll figure it out. No, I better get in there.
Yeah, you were effing up.
Yeah.
terribly.
And then you have the strong kid and the thin kid. You know, like that's
why isn't food sports an Olympic sport?
I think they're called bum fights.
I think, or the Hunger Games. I think that's what we're building towards here.
I'm for it. I'm for Hunger Games.
Yeah, we just like market it to Silicon Valley. Hey guys,
listen, you know how people are hungry? Let's make
what
it fun.
if we engineered a new solution for the modern age?
You know how bums bug people a little bit? Not anymore.
What if we digitized a solution that competed for scarcity? And that's where you come in.
Give us your money.
Give us your money, and we will make people fight to the death for dinner.
The problem is, all jokes aside, I would watch that. You know, like everyone would watch that. Like, when you take the
dark web game shows,
the darkest premises, I'm always like, that's horrible. But if it was on TV, I would sit there. What are they doing here? Did he just stab that guy?
It wasn't even seasoned correctly.
It's like the Hunger Games, but real. And then there's just a thumbnail of Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
I think watching it as a chef, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is the game. You put one great made meal in the center, and then everybody has to fight over it to get their portions, right? But like as a chef, you're watching like, well, like, was it, you know, how do they make it?
I mean, I remember like early episodes of like Survivor, and I was interested in like, they would just be like, all right, today we're competing for, it was like a bag of Doritos, and everyone was just so hungry that they were just like, let's kill these people for this.
Oh, you have them do the competition in order to win the food.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be just like they're doing it around the food.
Yeah. That's just the way you're just so hungry that it's just like you're playing for a cheese sandwich.
That's why I think some people aren't nice here. The richer you are, you don't have to be nice. But have you ever been nice for food?
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? Where you're like, hey,
my
like,
dog is the nicest person I've ever met.
See what I'm saying? Like they use their niceness to get food, and that's not like. Okay, sorry.
It's a strategy that I think is just as good as like using your brawn or your brain or anything else to get food. Just having people like you.
I'm not trying to like be dark, but when I used to live in Haiti, like I lived in a part sometimes like where you couldn't get like 3 meals a day, right? Sometimes it was often that you would be eating once, and then but like you'd be so thankful for that meal that you'd learn how to be nice to like people that you probably wouldn't be nice to usually.
Yeah, I mean, nothing brings people together like food.
Like being hungry. They always say that the hungrier a population is, the nicer they are to each other.
You've heard it.
I've heard it. I've heard it a lot of places.
All right, I'm done.
North Korea.
They're so nice to each other. They're the nicest people.
North Korea has always been
Canadians
the happiest place on earth.
This took a dark turn.
Let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
This week on the After Brunch Podcast.
But the thing means there was so much piss that it seeped all the way through the mattress.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the mattress in the boxes, so maybe they just don't hold piss as well.
Baking soda.
I don't know.
Let's blame the mattress.
It's the mattress.
Wait,
it doesn't hold the normal amount of piss you would expect a mattress to.
Dear mattress in a box, I am a very dissatisfied customer.
Join us at patreon.com/Harder Brunch.
All right, welcome back to the piss sequence. We were talking with comedian Joe Esch. I think it's crazy. Like, we went to commercial and we went from like fun, goofy Joe Esch to like the most serious. Like, here's my plan for moving to Europe. Yep. Here's the entire history of Luxembourg and Europe. And I felt like I was in the middle of a class all of a sudden.
The Grand Duchy on this event.
You have the gift of engagement.
Gift to get.
No matter what you're saying, people are engaged of what's coming out of your mouth.
Thank you.
It's a good gift.
It's because I'm hot.
Are you one of those people that kind of plays like a clown publicly, and then people are like, "Oh, this guy's kind of dumb," and then like you like lure him into the trap?
I think if you can play stupid really, really well, it's such an indicator of how intelligent you are. If you can like get, it's like, what could I say to make myself look foolish, but in such a way that delights people?
Yeah.
There's so much going on in there.
I have that going on.
I think it's like very much like a math problem or like a puzzle where it's like, how do I set something up in such a way that I can really be a clown?
The sexy, dumb genius.
Yeah, exactly.
SDG.
But I do think like that runs the course for like a lot of people who are really silly, really absurd, who are really good at being stupid, are some of the most intelligent people. Like when you break them off one by one.
Can't agree more.
Because like dumb people, they have to take themselves seriously all the time because they're insecure. They have to pretend that everything they say is so important.
Sorry.
No. You're fine. I was just talking about how dumb people talk too much, and then I observed myself for a minute.
This
is what a real dummy's gonna do.
Yeah, exactly. Stupid people think they're so smart, and I know because I'm a fucking genius.
No, there was a pause because that's the smell. Yeah, that's the Cody fart smell. It wasn't to do with your talking.
It had nothing to do with your gab.
They were trying to be discreet, which they don't have to do because nobody's watching.
Cody's been a producer of this show for what? How many years?
Like 5, yeah.
That's 35 in dog years.
Yeah,
that is true.
And it smells like it's been 35 years.
35-year anniversary.
And there's an art to the smell where it peaks up, and the smell is just so bad. Where you don't even make a noise anymore. It's like I go into a shutdown emergency mode. And you got to spray your air freshener.
And Febreze.
If you guys aren't sponsored by, take 2. If you're not sponsored by Febreze,
just crack the bottle and start drinking it. I mean, that's refreshing taste of Febreze.
We should be sponsored by Febreze. I feel like that's the most legitimate ad read we've done.
Have we reached out? I don't think we've reached out.
I don't think we have. We need to tag them with a whole compilation of Cody fart clips.
Does your podcast stink?
Yeah, does your pod stink?
Yeah. You want people...
Does your podcast smell like fart?
I'm not going to lie. When I came down here today, it smelled so good. And I'm like, man, that's probably just for Febreze, wasn't it?
I get a little spritz.
That's all you did? No candle? I was looking for a candle.
A little pre-spritz.
What is the best smell? Is it the smell of something good cooking? Is it something nostalgic that brings you back to a time and place? Is it
always food cooking?
Always
something like that, like you said, like brings back the nostalgia. I think that's always gonna like. There's certain times I'll go in and just like bread being baked or something like that, like cookies. Yeah. Like there's certain things that just like. Yeah, I want to bottle that and just smell that all the time.
All the smells from childhood I remember are from when after it rained. So like wood chips after it rains, creosote if you're from the Southwest.
After the yard's mowed after this rain.
Yeah. Oh, especially like with a twinge of cigarette smoke. That's childhood.
Did your parents smoke?
No, but a lot of people in my family did. My mom's one of 10, big Catholic family. So yeah, a couple of the brothers do.
I feel like smoking was such an old school thing that's like almost like a childhood memory. When I walk into a house that smells like smoke, it's like the 80s.
Exactly.
No one in my family smoked, but a lot of my friends' parents did. Mm-hmm. And when I would go over to their house, I would be obsessed with like smelling their pillows and stuff. And I was just like, I would take like rips of it, and just be like, well, everything in your house smells great.
That's how addicting cigarettes are. Yeah, there was something about people that smoked in their house. There's like a smell that like when you walk into someone's house and they smoke, immediately that they do. But it's so nostalgic.
Yeah.
Not everything.
It's more comfortable, right? It's like a place that you don't have to take your shoes off in.
Is it?
I don't know. It just has that feeling to me.
Yeah, I will say the people that smoked in their house cared a lot less than people that did not.
Like when I get into a car, like an Uber now, and I can tell like the person just ripped a cigarette. Yeah, I'm like, oh, you're a bad boy. You don't care.
Yeah, no, it's like such a brown smell. Like it smells like a brown house.
Yeah. It is kind of like a warning signal too. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I smell like a little bit of cigarette like smoke, I'm not going to trust as much.
Even when I smoked, I always wanted the smoking to happen outside the house.
Yeah.
But I would love if I went over to someone's house that did smoke
Oh, to rip a cigarette.
Let's just let it rip.
You've seen those photos, right, of like people's beds filled with like empty cigarette butts.
Oh no! What?
Nothing. If you like go on the internet, you can look up like
a
nightmare
hoarder?
roommates.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying there's some bars that you could go into and it smells exactly like cigarette smoke, but like anything can go down in this bar.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna talk as much shit
like
because someone will punch.
Yeah, especially if there's like an open mic there and it's like I don't know.
I remember when the cigarette ban happened in Indy and it was just like everyone was like, well, RIP bars. Who's gonna go out to a bar if you can't chain smoke cigarettes?
That's great. I don't think it's banned in Pennsylvania. I know there's a couple places where you can smoke inside. Yeah. Either that or they just don't give a. Because I mean, weed is illegal and there's like head shops everywhere now. There's just places that are selling like Delta 8, Delta 9. Who knows?
I feel like we've really blurred the border on that one.
It's
to where I don't even know if things are weed or not.
Yeah, I got this Delta Heron, and it was, and I was like, "What is Delta Heron?" And it's like Delta 12. I'm like, "What does that even mean?" Like, you can do it; it's legal. I'm never stopped since I got it.
Can I get some black tar gummies, please?
Can I get some Delta METH? Oh, the Delta meth. Yeah, it's good.
All right, it's time for the Smoking Goose brunch breakdown. Sauce Boss, why don't you tell the people about Smoking Goose?
Smoking Goose, I don't even know where it's located.
411.
411. What's the street?
Dorman
Street for all your charcuterie needs.
Oh, that looks good.
They provide all the meat for our podcast and can provide all the meat for your charcuterie board too. So don't forget, Smoking Goose.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Smoking Goose presents Brunch at the Fair was the theme today. So our Indiana State Fair is going on right now. It's the last weekend for it. And so the idea was to show you some Hoosier hospitality by doing Indiana State Fair. I feel like fair food's kind of the same everywhere, but like Indiana, we love our corn, we love our like tenderloins.
So much of like American cuisine has been like shaped by the World's Fair. It's why everything is portable. Right. It's like why the Hamburg steak went on a bun. It's why hot dogs went on a bun. It's why we have ice cream cones. Like every like food you know is iconically American is portable because of the State Fair.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Yeah. That's a fair assumption.
Yeah.
But also I wanted to kind of mix it with some kind of traditional brunch staples. We've done some of these themes before. So like, I was like, let's not run it back to State Fair. I was like, let's make it State Fair meets like classic brunch dishes.
It is incredible.
So the first dish was Zach, the croissant corn dog.
I did croissant corn dog, so I just took croissant dough and wrapped it around a corn dog. And I thought I was coming up with something pretty unique until I opened the oven and just realized it was pigs in a blanket.
I could give a shit.
But I covered that with a little bit of maple syrup, and then I took dehydrated corn and then chili lime
important
seasoning and mixed it up and put it on top.
Yeah. I would say there was a lot of corn.
I would not have it any other way. I'm just such a corn.
The best thing about that is tomorrow there will be a lot of corn.
Okay.
I was terrified. So I took fresh corn and like sprinkled the dough with it when I wrapped because it didn't have any corn in it and I wanted it to be a corn dog. And then I realized I was so afraid that it was going to come out brown with little pieces of corn in it and just look like a turd log.
It was really good. And like, I feel like there's like things that could happen with food, like where, you know, like it's like the Megatron, like it doesn't just start out like this. It builds upon itself. And I think you could do a Zach sauce inside that corn dog.
Use stuffed like a
so there's like a cream when you
like
bite
a gusher,
into it.
But it's a corn dog.
Yes.
Is that?
Yeah. Does that not sound delicious?
That sounds appetizing. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting a sauce with. I was like, there's gonna be some sort of crazy strawberry floofle nut sauce.
You wanted the sauce inside of the corn dog as well?
Not inside of it, but just
I didn't realize this was such a popular stance.
like a dipping sauce.
And we were all kind of wondering, where's the sauce inside of the dog?
Sauce Boss made this, right? Are you sure?
Like a corn dog, you're gonna dip it into like ketchup or mustard or something. So I was like, oh, there'll be a sauce with it.
I put a couple Kool-Aid pickles on mine.
What's that?
I put a couple of the Kool-Aid pickles on mine.
You like the Kool-Aid pickle?
I loved it.
So
I thought they were going to be like a bread and butter pickle with like a shitty little cherry. I'm sorry, I don't mean to insult you. Like I thought it was going to be like a bread and butter pickle, how I always imagine a Kool-Aid pickle, with just like a little bit of artificial cherry flavor. But it was like sweet and sour and had a snap to it and was complicated. Like I was really blown away. I mean, like you see those neon red pickles like on the internet or whatever, and you're like, okay, I gotta try that, but I don't have high hopes for this food abomination. Sure. But yeah, I mean, I was blown away. I put a little bit of the juice in my cocktail. Yeah. I like oh god.
You told everybody to do that.
I told everyone because it was really good.
Did you do that?
Regrettably,
and you didn't like it.
Oh, I loved it. I was like, I do like lemon shake-ups by themselves. It doesn't need pickle juice in it.
I took it too far.
I've never been like, oh, you know what this lemon shake-up needs? Pickle juice.
Well, and like I didn't know until I was talking to Zach that like this is like an old Southern thing. I heard about this yesterday and just heard that that's what they're doing at the fair this year, and I was like, all right, let it rip. I love making like house pickles anyway, so I was like, we'll try it. I didn't look up any kind of recipe. I was just like,
Did you make them straight from cucumber, or did you start with a pickle and then rebrine the pickle?
No, I made them straight from.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you grow your own, or do you?
No.
I tried growing some cucumbers this year. It didn't pan out.
We don't have a lot of gardening space because we don't have a backyard. We're like a corner house.
Hey, don't tell people that.
And our
we have a backyard.
Is,
we have a backyard. It's big.
The biggest backyard.
It's a huge backyard.
People are jealous. But no, I like sometimes we'll get like people like farmers and stuff will drop stuff off or whatever. But other than that. No, but I love pickling stuff. Like
any preserved lacto ferments. You have a ferment? Oh god, I don't buy sauerkraut anymore. I'll tell you that much.
What question did you just ask?
Are you a big fermentation head?
Oh,
he said lacto ferment.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's the specific type of fermentation that
where you just leave something in a jar.
Yeah,
of course it is.
Like how you make like kimchi and stuff like that.
You get all those.
Lacto ferment.
Lacto ferment. Yep.
Don't like a lacto ferment in my in my neighborhood.
Lacto ferment does sound like a villain from Spider-Man.
I was gonna say lacto ferment sounds like someone that tried to mess up the O.J. Simpson. The next was the loaded smoked turkey leg breakfast nachos. And just kind of threw the kitchen sink at this. So I'd only made like those giant turkey legs before once on the show, like for early days, like first year, and like I don't cook turkey that often outside of Thanksgiving, so I was just like. I just like thrown it in the oven for a couple hours, and then I remember like we cut into it. It was just like eating a tire, like it was bad, and it was just like, oh, you really got to cook this turkey low, because I was thinking, but I was thinking like it's already been smoked, like it's done, right? You just have to heat it up, basically. No, you got to cook it low and slow. So this year, I was just like, I'm just gonna put it in the slow cooker overnight. It's gonna be too long in there, if anything.
Is that why there were 2 other meats on there as well, just to hedge your bets?
No,
did you want the other extra?
Yeah, I wanted everything, but I wanted Yeah, there probably was some hedging of the bets when I was throwing stuff in the cart. I was just like, well, I didn't know if I was going to be able to source the turkey legs.
Okay, all right.
And then I went to a couple different places and I found them, and then I was just like, who's going to complain that there's too much meat on nachos?
Oh, it was excellent. I went right for the egg on top.
Yeah, you did. You busted that sack.
Oh, dude, I love yolk running down anything makes it so much better. I'll do that on a hot dog. I'll do that on rice.
Your yolk running over.
Oh, yeah. I love it when it's like sticky and gooey.
House chips, smoking goose. So we used the smoking goose sausage, city ham, and bacon.
It was incredible. Like there was at least like 3 or 4 times where I was just like avoiding the chips and picking up little chunks of meat and throwing them in.
Yeah. It was a lot, and I was actually surprised how many people like almost finished it. Like we almost finished the whole thing.
Huge. There's
table,
almost none left.
That close.
Yeah.
Yeah, the table was like, "Hey, we're gonna finish this."
I mean, I even made a little plate of nachos back there, and then I went to sit down and ate some of those.
Yeah.
Like when you see the pictures, like we killed that pile. It was crazy.
No, you said you let that turkey sit a little bit And some juice?
No, I mean, it was just in there like 12 hours or something like that.
But that's still a lot,
Like,
right?
I was like, there's no
How
chance.
many pounds?
It was just like 2 giant turkey legs.
Got it.
But yeah, no, it came out really well. I was happy with it. And then with the nachos, one of the things that I'm personally proud of when I make nachos, because I feel like I'm kind of a snob when I go out to places. Like, I hate when nachos come out, they look great. Everyone kind of does the first round, and then it's just chips left over.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Evenly placed.
You have to layer that stuff. You
Yeah,
have to do a layer with cheese and then more chips on top.
That's what I noticed. It was all evenly placed.
Do you put the cheese on the plate before you put the chips down?
Sometimes I didn't do it.
And a lot of
this
chips, when
time,
they're
but
like
yeah.
layered on the bottom, they get soggy and it just becomes like a mush. Like these had integrity all the way through. Did you
Integrity,
fry
yeah.
your own
Layered
chips?
with integrity.
Layered with integrity. LWI. You got a LWI, man.
The next course was the briskets and gravy, which was a deep fried biscuit, which is very state fare, and then brisket gravy, and then it just had like a piece of brisket on top that was covered with like a chimichurri.
It was delicious. You're underselling it.
Yeah, it was
Well, I had
awesome.
never had a deep fried biscuit before. Oh my god,
Really?
never. Well, I've had like a donut before. And I
Yeah.
guess that in a form is like a deep fried brisket. But like, no, I never had like a biscuit in a fryer. So good.
Your mind was blown.
It was blunt. Like, it doesn't make sense to cook it any other way after that. Like, it's a biscuit already. Like, I'm not eating it because I'm on a diet. I mean, it just messed me up.
Yeah.
So like when I was a kid, my grandma worked for this company, and every year they had like a staff company picnic or whatever, and like but it was a huge company, so it'd be like hundreds of people, and the catering company always made they just had fried biscuits like on the table, and it was like served with like apple butter, and it was the only time I ever had it, but it was just like it was such like a ingrained memory that like when I was a brunch chef here in Irvington, we didn't have an oven, and I was like, well, maybe we could deep fry these biscuits and put some gravy on it, and then it was just like a hit from doing that.
So you made that up by accident?
Not accident, but like out of necessity, the kind of thing.
So this is
But like,
is it patent?
I mean, lots of people make fried biscuits.
How did you approach that chimichurri? It was very good.
It was pretty straightforward. It was just freshly made.
Oh, I gotta help with that.
This morning, yeah, I gotta. My Roboku is broken, so somebody has to like hold the button down while the other
While
person,
you
like,
hold the
like,
button,
You don't gotta tell them that I was a button holder.
Yeah, there's not even a button though.
I may or may not have helped more than that.
Was it the button or was it the thermometer stick? that you
It was the
hold in
thermometer
there?
stick.
Yeah, because it's not even a proper button.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta hold the thermometer stick. This isn't even like general cooking.
Yeah, this is less safe than if you would have just let me push the button.
Yeah.
And then the last course, my personal favorite was Zach's.
So I made I got some sweet corn. We have my dad's sweet corn out at the farmer's market here. They have really, really good sweet
It was
corn.
incredible.
Wait, it's your dad's?
No, it's the company's called My Dad's Sweet Corn.
That's confusing.
It's very confusing.
I
It is.
It's
not
is the
my
dad
lineage.
alive in that company?
It's not my
or-
dad's. It's my dad's.
My dad's.
Sweet corn.
My dad's.
So I made a
dad's.
ice cream out of that, put it in an ice cream cone, and then put some cotton candy on top.
So good.
Like only 3% of corn that's grown is sweet corn. Most of it is feed corn.
Oh. So it's 3% corn.
Yeah, we are the 3%.
It was 1% corn. Let me tell you that.
That's what I'm
No,
talking
it was great. I love interesting ice creams like that. Like, and it had a saltiness to it. There was like it really. I was just like, this isn't like a artificial corn, whatever. Like this feels like I'm eating corn, but like I'm also eating ice cream.
I also put a bunch of black pepper in there when I was actually cooking the cream up. It strains out, but
Yeah. But I like that kind of savoriness to it, but it was also still sweet, obviously.
It was so nice.
So nice. That little bit of cotton candy was like a like pink lemonade.
Yeah, it was good. Did you make those cones too?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I was originally going to because I've got a little waffle cone maker.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know, the weekend was pretty booked up, and I was at the store and saw waffle cones for $1.50 and thought, that's a good trade for time.
Yeah.
I've been playing with this name, My Dad's Sweet Corn, in my head for a while. Dumb name. Because it's kind of like, my dad has the best sweet corn. Try it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, who has an argument over their dad's sweet corn?
Yeah, my dad's sweet corn is tastier than your dad's sweet corn.
Yeah, get a life. Like, if you're arguing about your dad's corn, grow up.
Yeah, what are you, Draco Malfoy?
Yeah. Hey, my dad might not have a job, but he finds the best sweet corn.
My father's sweet corn.
Just wait till you have my dad's sweet corn.
Yeah.
Wait till my dad's corn gets in your mouth.
Exactly.
No, we're not doing that. Sorry.
It's a weird flex.
It's a lot of
Daddy's corn. Yeah, Daddy's corn.
Daddy's corn. Yeah, that's a worse name.
Daddy's corn is the best.
Daddy's Corn Shack. Don't you go snooping in Daddy's Corn Shack.
Daddy's corn.
Oh.
Corn sweet daddies.
Daddy corn.
Daddy corn.
Oh man. So
my dad's sweet corn, but corn is spelled K-O-R-N. It's just a cover band.
The cover band.
Yeah, it's like a middle-aged cover band of corn.
Hey y'all, we're sweet corn.
We're sweet corn, y'all.
I have two younger stepbrothers, and they're both at some point have been like obsessed with the band Korn.
Yeah.
And I think they both have Korn tattoos. I know one of them has a Korn tattoo on his neck.
What?
And he was just one time he was driving in traffic, and it was like one of the members from Korn he just saw in traffic, and then like pointed to his neck tattoo, and then like they both pulled over to the side of the road, and then he just like looked like, and they had like a half-hour talk.
If someone has a Joe Esch tattoo in traffic, yeah. I am getting as far away from that person as possible.
Do we make that a rule though? If you have a Harder Brunch tattoo, we will sit and talk to you for half an hour?
No, absolutely not. So
that's how you get rolled, dude.
So we just there's a big event that happens here every year called Baby Got Brunch, and it's like all a bunch of cool restaurants and people like, and they meet at like the Indianapolis Baseball Diamond.
Such a cool event.
Yeah. And we were there vending 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And there was a guy that was walking around that had apparently bought one of those shirts from us last year, and he was just like the only guy that was messed up there. He was just walking around, and the whole time I was like, he's wearing the Harder Brunch shirt. People are gonna think he's with us.
Well, there's also a difference between like if you're, I don't know, like super famous and somebody gets a tattoo of you. I feel like a normal person can do that. Like it doesn't take a crazy person to get a tattoo of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But like if you're a podcast in Indy and somebody comes up with one of our faces tattooed on them. That's fucking weird.
I don't think you're ready for it because
I'm not. I'm telling you.
But I'm telling you what's going to happen because people actually love this podcast.
And what I'm saying is the less famous you are on that spectrum, the creepier and crazier the people getting that work done are.
Let's have a contest to see who can have the
They're
best,
not all winners.
The best Sauce Boss tattoo. I'm gonna put a challenge out to Brunch Nation right now.
How about this? We will give you $100 if you get Sauce Boss's.
That's the opposite of what I wanted to do.
If you get Sauce Boss's face, we give you $100. But it's
I'm not funding it.
We are. Okay. Harder Brunches.
What? That's part me.
You're funny in a third. Your face is funny.
And you get to come eat a Sauce Boss brunch.
Wait, I have to cook for him too?
Yeah. And you can visit Zach's house anytime you want.
And you get a discount ticket to Harder Brunch.
Yeah, and you can do one thing to me and I can't say no. Wherever you want and however long you want it to last.
You want to kickflip onto his ribs? You go
and you're allowed to memorize his social security number.
You can look at all my medical records for 5 minutes.
So if you want to kickflip onto Sauce Boss's ribs,
let's do it.
Yeah, it's like imagine just like showing up in a skate video for like Thrasher. The credits of a guy whose ribs got caved in. Those are my ribs.
I feel like this is what this podcast is we're just edging on ruining each other's lives.
Yeah, we're just trying to get different people. We're trying to like casualty joke about doxing each other to the point that it happens.
Well, yeah, you should hear the after brunch. There's some nasty things that were said about me.
They were said, they were sung.
What's the most regrettable tattoo you've ever seen?
Your ass.
Well, I don't regret it.
I know.
For me, though.
A buddy of mine got someone's initials tattooed on his penis.
Wait, we're talking about...
I've never seen it, but he's not seeing this person anymore, thank God. But
that's even worse.
No, it's not. Well, here's the thing. I don't think anyone who would enjoy you tattooing your initials on their penis is necessarily a healthy relationship. And if you can get out of that, that's a blessing.
Here's the thing. Wait. How long were they together?
How long were they together? I don't know. I really
It has to be over a year. You have to do 4 seasons to get a tat.
To get a tat?
Yeah, when does it not become a bad idea to get like a partner tattooed on you?
When does it not? I really think,
It's a good question.
It's a good question. I can't speak for everybody. Everybody, it's up to them what they want to do with their own bodies and how they want to celebrate their own relationships.
Yeah.
I feel like if I really, really cared about a man and they really, really cared about me, we wouldn't need ink. I really just want to meet God as fleshy as possible. Just as pink as possible.
Wait, is this more of an anti-tattoo thing or?
No. I'm not like anti-tattoo in general. I know they're just not right for me.
Oh, gotcha.
And so, like, if I'm asked, like, how long, I would say, just for me personally, I think, like, tattooing a partner's name on your skin sort of, like, is a cry for help in the relationship. And maybe I'm just a dickhead, and maybe you have a lot of fans who are in happy relationships, and they have insignias to each other to decorate their bodies with.
I had a friend who dated this girl who had his name tattooed on her lower back. But the tattoo wasn't from him. She had dated someone else before that had the same name. Whoa. And I was like, is that weird for you knowing that it's your name, but it's not your name? And he goes, I mean, what else was she going to do? I think she just has to date guys with that name.
That's hilarious. That is amazing. That's amazing. I mean, good honor.
I've always been scared that like getting a tattoo is the kiss of death of like if I got a Harder Brunch tattoo, I feel like it would like
make sure like put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. Because like at one point I was like, I want to get a food truck tattoo. I'm like, glad I didn't do that.
Well, me and my wife got our engagement rings tattooed on each other. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know what that counts as.
I've seen people do that.
Yeah.
But see, to me, that's a more practical thing because that's the thing.
But it isn't a name, and it's also like I don't know why I'm justifying it.
But you guys have kids together. That's a little bit
kids
more.
That's
more than a tattoo.
I don't know. Kids are easier to get rid of than tattoos.
Oh.
But I think a wedding ring is something that you're gonna wear all the time anyway. So like having the tattoo like that makes sense. But I think if you had like a big picture of your wife with like her name on it, I'd be like, you guys are getting divorced tomorrow.
Oh, it's the picture.
Yeah, it's.
Well, the more it tells, I think, the more explicit it is.
I thought we were going to get a Harder Brunch.
Yeah, because we've talked about
tattoo in New Orleans this year.
I should get a Harder Brunch branding iron. For your
that is a more black thing to do.
Yeah.
That would go over real well. We should do that next June.
I would get some.
We'll brand ourselves.
I'll get.
Fuck it! I'll just brand both of you on camera. It'll be a great look.
I don't like the way you said that.
You shouldn't.
Too quick. It was not supposed.
I was talking about black fraternities do that.
Sure, you can call it a fraternity if you want. Brotherhood, man.
Is this a black fraternity?
It is. Well, we're going to teach.
It's something. We don't have brands yet, but
we're going to teach Zach to stomp the yard.
So wait, do we get an H and a B and like it's across?
Yeah, some of them will get gnarly.
No, we need to have Rob do it. Rob does lettering and tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
That's who we do.
So an H and a B?
Yeah.
I feel like you just get the Harder Brunch logo, but just like set in cast irons. And then you just leave it on some coals for a while.
Ooh, a cast iron and then Harder Brunch in the middle.
Yeah, like on the other side so you can use it as a pan or just brand somebody with it.
I like that. Yeah.
Those are my two least favorite numbers in the alphabet, though. H and B.
H and B?
They're not numbers.
That's
wild.
Probably why.
They are really shitting as numbers, though.
I said letters.
H and B letters.
I think I did. I don't know. Rewind the tapes. I don't remember now.
No tattoos. I was always gonna be the no tattoo. I was always the no tattoo guy, like in my group of friends, because like I feel like everyone had a tattoo, so it was like, oh, the counterculture thing is like to be the guy without tattoos.
I think it's like 50-50 now. I really like to. I'd be curious about the statistics of people like who have tattoos as adults versus people who don't. Because like it feels like if you're just, I don't know if this is like in New York or just when I was like in the Northeast on various subways, I would like look around and count. Mm-hmm. Not judging anyone, just curious.
You're just doing statistics.
Just doing statistic, how people's attitudes have changed. Because like in the 50s, you were either in prison, in the military.
It was like real counterculture.
Yeah. Either that or like you were a part of some fraternity that demanded a lifetime commitment, like a biker gang or prison or the Navy or
Skull and Crossbones.
Yeah,
and it wasn't, and it was still not even as much like as visible even.
Now people on a whim will just get like a Triforce on their wrist.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem to be like a stigma behind it.
I was on vacation.
I'm in a jet ski gang.
Yeah.
we all
See this?
Yeah. We don't play around. But we do like having fun in the water.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think
our club is mainly playing around. Actually,
we do play
very
around,
serious about our
it
iconography.
deals with jet skis, but other than that, we will kill you.
If you got a pontoon boat, fuck you.
Yeah.
we have some people like there's some like local comics that like you can't really tell when they come over here, but then if they like are at the beach, they look like a Yakuza boss.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, oh my god.
Tyson Cox.
Yeah, Tyson's like, well, but I feel like Tyson's is to the extent where it took a lot of time and effort.
Sure.
Like
cover up most of your body with tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are you saying on or off paper Tyson is scary?
No, even in a world with, I'm not even saying scary, but even in a world where like I have considered tattoos to be a fairly common thing. I agree. I think that it's more likely to find somebody that's completely blank skin than has at least one.
Oh, I'm a blank skin.
You're a blank skin.
I'm a blank.
I'm a BS.
But even in that, like when you see Tyson's tattoos, it's like, whoa. That's a lot of fucking tattoos.
I feel like one tattoo is devoid of context. Like in a sea of like skin that has no art on it, just like having one tattoo feels lonely. It begets others versus like a full sleeve just feels better than just having like someone's name on your wrist.
But a full sleeve also says I've been places. Like something bad happened once.
It also says like I know a guy and had like sleeves are like $1,200.
Yeah,
like, a good sleeve is at least like you could drop a couple grand on that.
A sleeve.
I see it more as an affluence thing than I do like a culture thing.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's a because like I remember when I would hear about like the numbing cream that you can like that people wear to do some of those tattooing, and because it was like a newer school person who was very tatted up talking to an old school person who was tatted up, and she was talking about numbing cream, and he's like, you guys have numbing cream now and all this, like, because he was very much more a product of the counterculture and like had them when it like was whatever meant something to have them, I guess.
Did you get numbing cream?
No.
Did you get numbing cream?
No, I've never heard of that. But also I think that like she's also talking about like doing sleeve pieces and doing pieces that take multiple hours. So I could see that being.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine like if it's just like one thing across your arm, like a name or whatever, that could sting for a couple of days. But you can use your appendages. But like your entire arm, like that must just hurt.
Well, have you seen the new ones where these white guys will get a full black arm?
Yes, dude. There was a guy in our scene who was outed for being a creep who got like full blackout work done.
Just all black.
So yeah. So there's like some a lot of times they'll do like tribal cuts with it, where it's like just the equivalent of a tribal tattoo, but more of it is less of it is negative space. Exactly. Like it is literally like the new equivalent of a tribal tattoo, only it's negative space inverse. But yeah, like both of his arms are totally
black.
So, and the thing about it is that healing process looks so fucking gnarly. When the skin peels, like on an all black sleeve, it does not look healthy. But everyone's free to do whatever they want.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And if you want to get a blackout Harder Brunch tattoo,
with just the negative space.
If you want to get a reverse Sauce Boss face,
I think we need to come up with a sheet of like tattoo mock-ups and put it on the website so that people can, download them and take them into their tattoo.
Print them out.
Yeah.
One just needs to be your face. I think the logo, maybe
some sponsors. Get them on there.
Yeah, there's a sponsor set of them. Yeah, that's
Smoking
a good idea.
Goose. A reverse blackout Smoking Goose.
Smoking Goose tattoo.
It's just a small.
Everything on your body's black except for this one goose on your arm.
Maybe that's just like the ad one week is we just have someone in here that's getting tattooed the whole time.
Yeah, would you get that for us?
I would like. No.
We'll pay for it. We will pay for it.
It would be like as a goof,
It's
kind of funny. Just like ironic. Yeah.
A goof goose.
How much meat do you think I could get? That depends.
Oh man, you definitely get some of that city ham.
You get at least half off one day.
Yeah.
At least, and all I would have to do is break my mother's heart.
Can you drop a beat for me there, Sauce Boss? Joe, thank you so much for being on the program today.
My pleasure. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Let the people know where they can find you and follow you on social media.
Sweet. When does this come out?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Oh, sweet. I am Joe Esch 412 across multiple platforms. Instagram is where I'm mainly focused. I'm trying to do some more stuff with TikTok, but it's gonna be a minute. I am doing spots tonight, Sunday, at Black Circle for the Sunday show as part of Rocket Ship Comedy. On Tuesday, I'll be doing Lucas Waterfill show in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, I will be at the Sunken Anchor in St. Louis. This Thursday, the 22nd, I will be headlining Black Apple Brewing in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Kava Bar that Saturday in Fayetteville. And then the weekend after that, I will be in Wilmington hosting for Sam Talent. And
Sam Talent. We love Sam
we
Talent.
love Sam Talent. After that, big move coming up. So stay tuned for information on that.
That's awesome. And that's Tuesday at Natural Provisions if local people want to come out.
Absolutely.
And I highly suggest you come out and check Joe out. Thaddaeus J. Mckee.
You can find me at Thad Mckee on all social media platforms. Check it out. And please come to our summer camp. Let's go!
Zach Rome.
Yeah, I second that. Come to summer camp. It's going to be an awesome time. The 23rd through the 25th. Get your tickets now at eventbrite.com. And if you want to use coupon code COMICS, you can get an extra crazy deal for that last week.
That's right.
Casey Campbell, tell them about Tinker Coffee.
Tinker Coffee. It's not as bitter as you might expect it to be.
It's time out.
It's good. I had some this morning.
Wait, you expected to be bitter?
It's coffee.
Yeah, it's coffee.
Supposed to be.
Yeah. No acidic blend. It doesn't give me indigestion.
Touche.
And where can people find you and follow you on socials?
Yes, they can find me recording a new podcast called Real Poppycock. That'll be coming out soon. You can also see my videography and pictures at Instagram at Danger Brewer.
And do you have any tattoos, Casey?
No, this body is clean.
You're a BS as well.
You're blank skin.
Blank skin.
Blank skin.
Oh, you hail from the blank skins.
I plan to be buried in a Jewish funeral.
Oh, this is nice.
Oh, for once, I'm not the blank skin in the room. It's nice.
Well, neither is Dyke.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Let's get branded.
I'm a blank skin.